I have not made a video for a while, but in this video I'm going to make a sheath for this knife I just finished. It's super thin, just completely made with primitive tools that I've gathered, antler and hammerstone. It's a oak handle, yucca and pine resin glue, and there's fresh pine sap underneath this yucca wrap to keep it secured around here instead of just wrapping it with nothing. I put pine resin in it. It's the first time I've done that, and this ain't gonna come off. You can see it's completely seeped in there. And then I tied it off right here, which you can't even notice. So it just looks like a wrap that's super clean. It's 11 inches, and the blade showing is 5 inches plus 1.5 that's underneath this wrap. I just carved a notch into it like you would an arrow, and then put it in there and then wrapped it. I could have carved a hole, just carve it into this so I wouldn't have to wrap it, but I decided to do it a different way. But this is a knife where I just carved out the center of this yew wood handle and glued it, and then put it in there and then glued it around the edges so it won't come out. You can see it's not too thin, thinner than this one, but it still is. This one's still thin. But both of these are super high quality primitive knives. And if any of these break, you just put a new blade in. That's a good thing about you could reuse your handles if your obsidian breaks. So this is the type of sheath I'm gonna make. Just like that. This was all made just by hand using cattail. This is different colors of it. Like some is like a year old and then some of it's new. You could use tule reeds or cattail. This one was just made with cattail leaves that were flat. It made it look really nice. But I'm gonna cut these a little bit longer than the length of my sheath by, I don't know, like 5 inches just to be sure. And I'm gonna cut them about right there, and then I'm gonna save these for something else because I don't want to waste them. And then I'm gonna start wrapping the tules around these, and I'll show you how I make the structure, and then I'll show you how I wrap them. This is the cattail right here, cattail leaf, and these are the tule reeds. Almost done putting the rest of the tules twine with the cattail. So after you get the tules, you line them up and start twisting them one by one into a line. And once you get as much as you need for your knife sheath, you wrap it back around, you close it off, and you keep doing the same thing you're doing. Just twist. Keep going around it. That's what it looks like right now. This is the end of the knife's gonna be on the tip of this. The top of the blade will go down in here when it's done. I have a bone awl right here that I'm using to push down the twined areas that I just went around with. I do that every couple times, every couple wraps around here. I'll take this and I'll go in between each of them and push it down because it makes it, it gives it a tighter pattern and it makes it stronger instead of it being loose and gaps in between these little places right here. Alright, I'm a quarter way through it. There's the bottom. These tag-ins right here, these are the extra ones. When they got short, I put them in, and then you just clip them off. Alright, it's almost finished. It looks a little messy right now, but I still got to cut off the tag-ins. Gotta have patience with stuff like this. Can't just go out and buy stuff like this in the store. Not in any normal store at least, but I go out and gather everything naturally from my reservation. Honestly, anywhere where I'm allowed to. I'll get a lot of stuff. I'm totally just getting whatever I can whenever I go out to the woods or the marshlands. And I do it with respect. That's why it's so important to me. And that's why it was important to my grandfather that I keep on what he was doing. And that's why I enjoy it so much. Okay, got this all finished. I got this trimmed up. I'm gonna secure these ends by wrapping a certain way with this yucca. Super strong stuff. I just got finished with making this thin little cordage. Super strong stuff. It's crazy. I'm gonna find a little spot right here. I'm almost finished with wrapping this to secure so it doesn't unravel. Just to make it extra durable. Almost done wrapping this. I'm gonna do it a couple times, and then I think it should be good. Alright, here's the finished knife sheath. That's just the bottom right here. It's not completely closed off. There's a little hole right here, but it doesn't matter because it's just a little tiny hole. You can see how there's yucca cord is wrapped around twice. Alright, here's the finished knife sheath. That's just the bottom right here. It's not completely closed off. There's a little hole right here, but it doesn't matter because it's just a little tiny hole. You can see how there's yucca cord is wrapped around twice, or wrapped around completely twice, and then just tied it off right here. You can see nothing's gonna, this ain't gonna come undone. It's solid. Right, here's the knife I made it for. It's a all primitive knife. Let's see how it fits in there. There it is. Looks pretty good to me.